Welcome to the Inbetween. I'm going to scroll some of these.
Going up. What do we got? So we're going to... Welcome to the Inbetween. I love streaming with you guys because we get to answer, maybe sometimes hard questions. Maybe sometimes, maybe you're only 75% stiffness questions. So what do we got?
Well, we never answered the
what is our
historical figure we would meet.
Oh yeah, go up to that.
So it was who would you meet, who would you kill? We both chose Hitler.
I didn't.
Well, sorry, I picked Hitler.
I mean, Hitler.
You just got like a strong connection.
You
to
should.
It, so
You should.
I mean,
I don't think I would though. Historical figure. Historical figure. If I could meet one, it would be Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was in high school, I read I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, and just the writing, I had such a crush on her, just because of how beautiful she was, and her verbosity was just beautiful to me. And I had a friend out here who was her agent, and sadly she passed right after. I'd known her for like 5 months, and she passed away. And I was just devastated because I wanted to meet her so badly, but I had such a crush on her. If it wasn't Maya Angelou, it would be Robin Williams.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Robin Williams is one of my greatest heroes of all time. Quick, perfect, witty. He is in my pantheon of gods, and I just kind of don't think I deserve to ever talk to him. Like, even when we're dead in the afterlife, if that exists,
right.
I'd still be shy. He's a comedy god to me. He is the personification of the comedy and tragedy mask. As a human, yeah. He is God.
I was gonna say Mel Blanc or Mel Blanc until you said Robin Williams, because now it's just like that's totally the answer.
Yeah, Robin is great.
All right, so
who would we kill?
I mean, that's when I chose Hitler. But that's just because that's the first thing that comes to mind.
If I could kill any historical figure, I don't want to kill anybody. I think the idea of killing without understanding who a person is kind of doing yourself a disservice. Setting up a question like that is just sad and hateful, because you're pushing violence onto someone that it doesn't want violence. If I could kill some person, I would kill anyone who asked that question.
Watch yourself.
No, I mean, don't ask that question anymore. That person asked very good questions throughout the time. Just don't ask that question anymore. We shouldn't be focused on that sort of understanding in the world.
Yeah.
We should kill that sort of outlook at the world. That's what we should kill. We should kill that attitude that violence could solve a problem. Because it can. Because wars are violent, and we always fight, and then after the war is done, we get right back to where we should have been, just talking to each other. That's it. So that's my answer.
We did favorite anime.
Yep.
I think it was most hated game next. Yeah, most
hated game. Oh
man.
What's yours?
I mean, she heard me actually yelling while we were in bed trying to go to sleep, and she would hear me yelling at Phantom Hourglass when I was playing that for the first time.
Is that really
seriously, I don't think it's my most hated game, but it's the one that comes to mind that I have fresh wounds.
Right.
Man, that game was so frustrating to play.
My most hated. Okay,
I'll keep thinking to see if there's a better.
Bubsy 3D.
Oh my God, Bubsy
3D.
Jeez.
Or Fantastic Four for the PS1. Those are my two most hated games. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they're fucking shit.
Fucking shit. Who's taller?
Oh, you are.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
but like an inch and
really?
a half. Yeah. Here,
Like a
you want to go
couple
back to back?
inches.
I mean, they can't see this.
Yeah, but they can see our butts.
By a couple of inches.
I'm taller.
Yeah,
I had
you
no
got like
idea.
2 inches on me.
I'm taller.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
I know. I had no idea.
Shit. Yeah. Scott's taller.
Do you prefer anime in sub or dub? I used to prefer sub because I wanted to like preserve the whatever. But now that I'm trying to get into voice acting, it's like super important to listen to the voice acting, so I listen to dub.
I like dub.
Yeah.
I like dub because it's kind of like understanding how drama works and how a show or a play or anything like that works. You're going to have a dissonance with different languages. When it comes to anime, understanding the sub and hearing the voices, there is a disconnect. Sure, you get to read it and you hear it in its original language, but the theater of it makes more sense after the dub for me personally. So I like dubs because that's how we can understand that theater. I don't speak Japanese, and I train in kabuki, but it's not kabuki theater. So I like dubs.
I feel it. What's your favorite voice to use? What's your favorite voice to use?
My favorite voice to use?
Like,
In...
are you specifically asking about RPG theater, or are you talking about just like in general? Let's get clarification. We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to Keycat.
Nook is taller because he's clearly not Ed.
What? Why would you say that to me? Which came first, the Nook or the cranny?
The Nook. It's in the title, man. What odd thing secretly makes you cry?
I don't secretly cry about anything. I'm very open
Yeah.
about any time I'm emotional.
I'm kind of.
What do you get really
same
emotional
way.
about?
Man. I don't know.
I like
it's,
things
it's
when
hard to pinpoint.
I like things when I like it when things are perfectly that. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but when things are perfectly that thing, like a dish or a film.
Or Robin Williams, like you were saying, which
Yeah.
is this perfect.
I remember. Well, I mean, dude, I wept that day. It was me and Chris and Kendall. We were at a sushi restaurant. We're having a great time, and then our friend Lacey came in, and she's like, "I don't want you to learn this from the news. I wanted to tell you guys because I know it's going to affect you. But Robin Williams is dead." And I lost it. I started crying in the middle of this restaurant.
Oh, man.
And then Chris had to go to work later, so Kendall and I just watched a bunch of Robin Williams movies, got drunk, and cried. Because when something affects you honestly, it's fantastic to just get it out.
I have an answer for this.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of has a story attached. I'm only answering this because of the secretly part of it. Movies make me cry. Like when like there's an action sequence that's just like the pinnacle of everything's coming together, and it's like, oh yes, like I immediately tear up.
Yeah.
And I used to not be that way when I was younger, and in high school and stuff. I would force myself not to cry and like force myself not to feel the movies because I thought it was dumb to cry at a movie. I was like, yeah, whatever, like they died, they're not real, who cares? And then eventually I remember the first movie that made me cry after I was like cognizant of like controlling my own feelings was actually My Dog Skip. Went to see it.
That's a great movie.
Went to see it on my birthday.
I
when
do
it was
like
in
that movie.
theaters. And I remember sitting in the theaters, and there were three or four of my friends around me, and I remember crying at My Dog Skip. And that was like one of the first times I let myself just feel the movie. And then like ever since, I Well, I like tried to dampen it for a long time, and then back in college, I started to remember like My Dog Skip, and I was like, I just need to like start feeling movies. And so while I'm in the theaters now, like I'll fucking cry at some of the dumbest shit. Like nobody's crying at this, but I'm like, oh, this is such a good moment, and it'll just hit me.
Well, that's the willing suspension of disbelief. You know, that's really important when it comes to art. You know, Spider-Man: Homecoming, I just saw last week. I cried 4 times. 1 time because it was sad, and 3 times because it was just like that's the Spider-Man I've wanted my whole life, and like I lived through that shit, and oh my god, yeah, that is really hard to be a teenager. Holy shit, you have to be really confused, and oh no, you have to make a really hard decision, and you're gonna hurt a lot of your friends, but it's the right thing to do. Absolutely wonderful. I think crying is a sign of strength. I think feeling emotion is a sign of strength.
It's super important.
Yeah. What do we got next?
You hated Phantom Hourglass?
Yes.
Yes. In general, for voices, though for RPG theater. Okay, so favorite voices in general, and then favorite RPG theater voice.
Okay. I mean, my favorite voice in general is mine. and here's for why, and I'll tell you for why. Honesty. A sentence spoken with a true voice, with an honest heart, I think that's very important. And a lot of people kind of struggle with their own honesty, struggle with their own, who they are. An honest voice is the best voice. And so that's my favorite voice, is an honest one. That's my favorite voice in life. RPG theater, my favorite voice is... Beat Poet Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Just lose
it's
yourself
so
in
funny.
it.
It's so funny. I think it's fucking hilarious. But I think, in general, your voice is the most important voice. Because it's the only one you have.
Me in general, it's a very good point and all that, but I just like doing Kermit. It makes me smile. It's not perfect,
like it too.
but I love doing Kermit
like
the
it
Frog. And then for RPG theater, it's actually not Al, but it's actually Linebacker.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of press ganged you into doing that.
I love doing Linebacker. I love doing Macho Man. It's so much fun. It's one of my favorite characters. Oh man, Fat Gandalf though.
Oh, Fat Gandalf. That was really fun.
I still think Linebacker's more fun, but I like the voice of Fat Gandalf, but playing the character of Linebacker is so much better. All right, Homecoming. Oh, sorry. How long have you known each other? About a year. Probably less than a year, actually.
No. Like, I think we're at like a year and 2 months or so.
Really?
When did you move down here?
We moved down here last January, and then we met at that smoking lounge bar downtown. We went to like Korean barbecue first, and then went
when
downtown.
Catherine came down?
Yeah, when Catherine came into town.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I have no idea.
That was
when
about.
That was.
No, it was about 15 months ago.
Yeah, so a little over a year.
Yeah.
Do you have any phobias? Yep.
Birds. Birds and death. I hate birds. There are several birds I'm okay with. I'm okay with crows. I'm okay with some owls. But birds in general scare the fucking shit out of me. And also, the existential dread of not being anymore scares me. The end of any thought is spooky. How about you?
Nothing scares you? Is that more of what it is?
Nothingness scares me. Yeah.
Because
I like being.
Right.
It's the only thing I've ever been. So when I stopped doing this, I'm very scared. Because when I was a little kid, I was really scared when I was sick, or like I had to throw up or have diarrhea when I was a little kid. I tried to be really quiet about it. I wouldn't turn on any lights, and I'd sneak into the bathroom. I wouldn't turn on lights because my dad would be very upset and violent at me.
Sure.
And so I was being sick in a bathroom, throwing up in complete darkness with the door closed, right? So I couldn't see a thing. It was all just pitch black. I knew where the toilet was, throwing up. And that I think I was probably 6 when I was like, this is what death is. Being miserable in the darkness forever.
Oh, wow.
And that was my first, like, understanding of an existential crisis. And I'm scared of it to this day.
Once you make, like, a connection to that, it's hard to get rid of.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm really worried that's what it's going to be like when I die. Just being miserable and in pain in darkness forever.
I had a really bizarre phobia that still kind of weirds me out, but I'm like over it, I think. There were these images on the internet that my friend showed me and they were photoshopped. I don't think any of this is real. God, I hope they weren't real. But it was pores that were like opened up and just like black on the inside. So it'd be like someone's arm or hand or whatever, and there'd just be like these fucking pores that were opened, like almost like a sunflower. Like that's what their skin looked like.
Oh no, that's a thing.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Oh Jesus, I can't.
Yeah,
no, that's it.
That's a parasite,
That's the
like
one.
sort of weirdo thing. Yeah,
oh
yeah,
God, man,
that's a real thing.
I look at it and it freaks me out.
So this we have extra in-betweens. So
for
should
sure,
we
yeah.
just do this as RPG QA?
Sure.
Where every night we can do an RPG QA?
Yeah, we'll end with Q&A. Yeah, let's do that.
What do we got?
Well, someone asked about Homecoming.
You're actually not worried about death. Keycat, you are a strong motherfucker, because I'm
not either, actually.
Oh, I'm terrified of it.
Someone asked if Homecoming has that level of drama. You were
Yes.
getting very...
Yes, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. That, like, Homecoming is a perfect representation for, like, our generation of what high school meant. And it's so beautiful in its insecurity and pain and how to learn how to deal with that. It's beautiful. Homecoming is a wonderful, perfect film. I really do. It's the best Spider-Man film. I think it's the 3rd best Marvel film that's been made. So go check it out.
It's a real phobia called trypophobia. Most of the pictures are photoshopped. Yeah, I know some of the ones I saw were photoshopped.
What's trypophobia? Which one is that?
The one that I have.
Oh, the pores one?
The pores,
because I've seen some of that shit. And I've seen YouTube videos where, like, it's like an entire, like, muscle. And there are things coming out of it and shit. Yeah, that's a real fucking thing.
That's
it's
the
scary
thing.
as fuck.
That's the one.
Oh. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah,
we'll keep it open for, like, a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
If you
Do you
want to
have
ask
any
questions? Do you love me?
I didn't know until we stroked each other's beards.
I still think mine is softer than yours.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because mine is hangy, so it's got more air, so it feels softer just because there's air between it. But yours is like against your face, so there's a hard surface. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you're stringier, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I fold in. So I'm like a little Brillo pad. Is there one for phobia of Photoshop?
Photoshop phobia.
I mean...
Adobe phobia?
A phobia of Photoshop. Reality? I see death as the end to current and future sufferings, so therefore I don't fear it. What? Jesus Christ, that's deep. Yeah, I mean, there's the suffering. I just, like, I mean, life is suffering, so I don't kind of want to stop suffering, because that's what life is. Sometimes you suffer, sometimes you don't.
It's like what
sometimes
you said,
you're in pain, and yeah, all we know is this thing. So it boils down to the fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm scared of that. I've had a lot of very close people to me die, and it was not great. And I'm scared about what happens after. So those are just my, like, weird. Well, they're not weird hangups. Those are universal hangups.
Yeah.
My friends are dead, and that scares me. What else we got? I
Nook's
have
beard
deep thoughts
confirmed
for an
fake.
18-year-old girl. You're an 18-year-old girl? Jesus Christ. Well done. You've got a lot of stuff figured out at your age. You're doing well. You're going to go far. I promise you. Nook's beard confirmed fake. Oh, no. Do you want to do like a Miracle on 34th Street? Ah! No, you got to be more surprised. Here, do it to me. And I'll do it like Santa. Ho! That's what you got to do. Because it's like ho, ho, ho. Ho! And I'm Matilda.
Ho!
And I'm Matilda. Hey, ho!
The books are flying around the room.
I was trapped in a board game. What do we got? Suffering and opportunity come in a package, sadly. Welcome, yo, life. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
welcome.
sucks. But to not have fear about that is wonderful. And if you figured out how to make those two completely opposite ideals into a whole, that is such a strength. It's such a strength. But I also think when it comes to mortality, and when it comes to death, and when it comes to life, and when it comes to all that pain and suffering and shit, even understanding that that's the thing that happens, that makes you strong. So even though you understand that you are going through something painful and you do have this pain, that's lucky to understand that you know what's happening to you. That's only going to make you stronger in the long run. While it sucks now, it's only going to do you better in the long run. So, I mean, stick with it. See it to the end. I mean, fucking John Cena that fucking pain. Just murder it. Just fucking body slam that shit. You got this. It's all in your fucking wheelhouse. You got it. We've all got the tools. We just... Sometimes some of us learn early, some of us learn late. So just keep doing what you're doing. Any other questions? We can keep going.
I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. It's almost 10 o'clock, so we can go ahead and
10 o'clock.
put a cap on
You
this.
babies. We didn't start till 5.
Yeah, I know. We started at 6 today. I started late.
Well, let's get like 5 more hours of fucking questions. I agree. My previous pains is what gave me a current hour. Look, I'm like, fuck yeah, Kit Kat.
Yeah, it's true.
Do it. You got it. You got it all in your bag. It's all in your hat. It's all... You've got the entire world in front of you. Last question.
It's the longest time you've stayed awake?
Oh, how about you? I know this.
I don't know, probably a few days when I was working on one of the explained videos, I'm
What
sure.
What is a few days?
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
9.5 days.
It's intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did that happen?
I was in college, and I was making a lot of bad decisions, and I had a lot of shit that I needed to get done, and I didn't have the time to do it, so I resorted to things to keep me awake, and I was awake for 9.5 days. Well, I mean, 9 days and, 6 hours. So, not 9.5 days, but I was awake for over 9 days, and don't do that. Don't do that. I think that has a lot to do with how my personality is today.
I could ask questions all day, but this splint is making me want to break something. Yeah. Go rest. Go
Oh,
rest,
yeah.
Keycat.
Go rest. You're fucking awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging
Thanks
out
everybody.
tonight.
Nova, we're gonna rest them beards, probably on each other, maybe in the 69 position. Oh shit! 9 days? Go to bed, baby.
6 days.
Oh yeah, it's just an upside down 9.
Right.
Damn, I can barely stay up for 1 day. I hate to be right. Well, I was in college, so I didn't have to do anything but, I mean, cheat at classes. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been great. I really like ending with a Q&A.
Yeah, I do too. I think we should do this.
I think that's a great way to get to know you guys. You guys can get to know us. And thank you so much. We'll see you next week. We're going to be publishing these on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You'll see us every day. And, man, we just love having you guys. So thank you so much for joining us on RPG Theater and in the In-Betweens. like and subscribe. Share it to everyone that you know or you don't know. Maybe your enemies. If you think this is shit, then definitely show it to your enemies because we're very annoying people.
And then a couple plugs before we get off here. I'm going to start solo streams this week, so keep an eye out for those. And they'll be in the evenings, probably around 6 or 7 Pacific Standard Time. Go watch Mama Nook vs. Dark Souls 2. It's a new series on the channel where
Fantastic.
my actual mother plays Dark Souls 2. It's been really fun so far. And, of course, keep an eye out for RPG Theater next week.
Oh, I got one.
Well, maybe not.
Check out Chris Carr's Obzev videos.
Good Obzev, yeah.
She's got great anime videos. She's got great insight onto a lot of pop culture understanding. Check it out. We'll link everything down below. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a good night, guys. And...
Scene.